If you have TikTok, you may have seen these videos where people spread awareness of old animal movies which contained a lot of animal abuse. A lot of people's heart has literally broken because they realized that their childhood movie was only a movie where a lot of animals died during the progress. For example, that one dog cat movie, I already forgot the name of it, but it's very old and it's still a lot of people's childhood movie, and no people are spreading awareness that there was a lot of dogs and cats dying during the progress, behind the scenes, well, on the scenes, but of course it was not really showed in the movie like the after match. For example, there was a buck fighting a bear in a river. I think everyone could know what would happen when that happens. Like it was not like, oh, let's see what happens. Like people wanted to sacrifice the dogs and the cats on purpose for the movie. You might be thinking that, wow, okay, disgusting. Well, luckily it's an old thing, no one does it anymore because we have stuntmen and we have AI and we have computer where people does animation editing. You are so wrong. In July 27, officially in cinemas, there came a new horse movie in Russia. But that doesn't of course mean at all that it could not be spread at all. All it needs basically is some kind of online place to buy it. For example, I'm just throwing, for example, Netflix, and then everyone can see it everywhere. So basically, this is not a thing which could be happening only in Russia. This could in the future be spread everywhere, and every Equestrian might be seeing this and think that, oh, this is so cool movie. Like this movie contains animal abuse, and we are going to talk about it soon. And it's very disgusting how people still in these days does this thing, that we really risk the horses or animals' life for just one little scene for the movie. It's disgusting. It's very, very disgusting. Luckily, the horse didn't die and it didn't really seem to break any parts, but it seemed to be clearly in pain. I'm gonna show you later on. This movie is called My Favorite Champion and it's in cinema since July 27. So right now, for example, it's running in the cinemas in Russia only. But as I said, in future, it might be everywhere to be available to be seen. Well, the second problem here is that it's supported by Russia's horse federation. And federations, like in equestrian world, if you're not an equestrian, it's very hard to explain. It's like FIA. Like FIA is like on top, on everywhere, but under them, every country has their own federation. This Russia's federation, horse equestrian federation, called FKS Russia, is basically sponsoring this whole animal abuse movie. The movie's name is My Favorite Champion, and it's basically supported by Federation of Equestrian Sports of Russia. Remember, I'm using translate here, so it's very complicated to know myself if the words are correct. But what happens in the movie itself is that there's a scene, you can see there's a multiple angles in these videos. I'm gonna show them here. And remember, this topic can be very sensitive and triggering, so don't watch anymore if you don't want to see animal abuse happening. I'm gonna tell you that the horse didn't die in this scene and it didn't clearly break itself, but it clearly got hurt in it. So what is the animal abuse in here? This is only one scene. There could be multiple more what I haven't heard of. But this is most likely the biggest one and it's been talked a lot. So when they're recording this movie, there's a girl who is supposed to jump maybe in a competition with her horse. And just when they're jumping, during the jump, 3 or more men pulls a wire from the horse's leg when it's on air, so the horse immediately falls off on its back in the ground. That is so dangerous that has happened in competitions, without any wires or chains on the horse's legs. They can hit on the pole and they can fell off, and there's many cases. I even know people whose horse has died even in a small jumping where they just jumped, they miss somehow, different reasons, and they needed to be immediately put down because they broke their back. So we are not talking about, oh, the horse fell off, it's okay, it will be fine. We are talking about over 600 kilos horses falling off on their backs. And some horses are even over 1,000 kilos, so think about 1,000 kilos falling off on its back. Luckily, this horse here survived, but you can already see in the clip that the horse literally fell off on its neck, which can be again very dangerous. Like there's horses who has broken their necks. Like I even find it very amazing that the horse actually didn't break its neck in that case, because we can see how the body of the horse literally like falls on its neck on like sideways. Like it's surprising that it literally survived, and I think in the last second it managed to fix its self-position, so it survived because of that. And the second thing here is not only the horse, but it also is the girl. Who actor is literally telling that, yeah, I can do this? No human who knows how dangerous that is and how many people has died in similar cases, like on accidents, knows that they would not do that for any payment, because that can be so fatal. It can be so fatal when 600 to 1000 kilos falls on your head and your body. It can be so fatal, and you can get so bad injuries that you never walk anymore. There's no person, at least normal person, who would be like, yeah, I can take this risk. I can risk my life and my health for a little bit amount of money. I don't know, of course, how much she got paid, but I'm pretty sure that she didn't get paid millions for that movie. The case clearly here is not that she didn't know. She obviously know, because you can see the horse having chains and like strings on its front legs. On the second clip, you can clearly see the men in the background in the long distance, so it doesn't get on the camera, where they start to pull immediately the horse when it's on air, and you can see they're like 3 men at least drags behind the horse. So we're not talking about, oh, it was very easy. It was huge dragging for the horse to get it 600-700 kilos to fell off on air. It's a lot of work, and you can see the men like literally falling and dragging behind the horse when it falls off. The horse immediately stands up, and it seems to be very confused, like they usually do after accidents. It's standing a bit too much, and how it's starting to like move its tail, and how it's like watching, and how it's holding its back. I would say it really got hurt in it, but I'm not saying she literally got broken, because the horse seems to be pretty fine, but it walks very weirdly after. I don't know if it could also be that it's the strings on the legs, because I also see now that there is actually strings behind its legs. Oh, okay. I see now. The horse didn't actually, I don't think it got that much hurt, because if it walked like that without any strings, it would be very hurt from many muscles, and maybe even broken bones, like little spots somewhere. But I see now that actually it had strings everywhere on its legs, and they are even held together even without the man pulling it, which is super weird and disgusting. And then there's other angle as well, where I think it's from the trailer itself, where she jumps. All of a sudden the horse just falls off. I think any aggressor sees that the horse did not hit on the poles at all. That's not normal. It's not normal that the horse animal, no one can unless you're a witch, that you just fell off yourself on air like that, and so badly that you lose all your balance and everything, that you fall off. Luckily the girl doesn't like exactly fall under the horse, because if she did, she might have died if she really did, or at least get so bad injury that she didn't walk. Like, she's very lucky. She lays long in the ground, but it's not because she got hurt. It's for the acting itself. And there's even other angle for the men, like in a zoomed, where they pull this horse from behind. And I'm gonna show you it here. You can literally see the men in the background pull big wire together, and they still fall like crazy after it. So it's very clear what's happening in here, sadly, and that's the case in here. Animal abuse is still a thing, and you might think, well, the horse didn't get hurt, it's okay, like, what's so big deal? It's because so many horses and so many humans has died in the exact same move, but on accident, not on purpose. They don't even care about the actor itself, since they are risking her or him, I don't know who's really behind the clothes. They're literally risking even the actor's life and the horse's life all together at once. It's so disgusting that I will never understand it, and I wanted to just talk about this. Think about if you want to support movies like this. I'm out. Subscribe if you want to see more of my content from me. It would help me a lot. I'm the person who makes a lot of cozy gaming videos, but then I also talk about history, like with animals, and especially with horses and evolution, and 10 cases like this. I'm about to talk about very deep thing about Olympic horse riding, so stay tuned. we will see in the next video. So bye bye.